Stop comparing your journey to others, not because comparison is bad in itself, but because it is lying to you. Every time you look at someone else's life and measure your own against it, you're forgetting something important. You don't know their full story. You don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know what they lost. You don't know what they're still struggling with in silence. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel and calling it the truth. But it's not. Some people start earlier. Some people get support you never had. Some people are born into environments that protect their dreams. Instead of crushing them, some people fail quietly for years before you ever hear their name. That doesn't make you late. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you behind. It makes you different. And different is not wrong. Your timeline is not broken. We live in a world that pushes deadlines onto human lives. By this age, you should have this. By that age, you should be there. If you haven't arrived yet, something must be wrong with you. But growth doesn't follow calendars. Healing doesn't respect deadlines. Purpose doesn't operate on social media clocks. Some people bloom at 20, some at 30, some at 40, some later, and none of them are failures. The truth is, some of the strongest people arrive late because they were busy surviving first. Comparison steals your focus. When you compare, you stop listening to your own path. You stop honoring your pace. You stop noticing your progress. You start rushing things that were meant to unfold slowly. You start doubting steps that were actually working. You start questioning yourself not because you're lost, but because you're watching someone else walk a different road. Your journey was never meant to look like theirs. A seed doesn't compare itself to a tree. A tree doesn't rush because another tree grew faster. Nature understands timing. Only humans panic. What you don't see is the cost. You see their success, but not the anxiety. You see their confidence, but not the years of rejection. You see their happiness, but not the nights they questioned everything. Some people paid with their peace. Some paid with relationships. Some paid with their health. Some paid with years they'll never get back. You don't know the price tag attached to someone else's life, so stop assuming you want it. What you want is your own version of fulfillment, not a copy of someone else's highlight. Slow progress is still progress. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just because no one is clapping doesn't mean you're not growing. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it won't work. Some journeys are slow because they are building something that lasts. You are learning lessons others skipped. You are developing strength others never had to. You are gaining wisdom that will protect you later. What feels like delay is often preparation. Your path requires your pace. If you rush what's meant to teach you patience, you'll miss the lesson. If you skip the process, you'll struggle to handle the outcome. If you force timing that isn't yours, you'll carry success you're not ready to sustain. Your pace is not a weakness, it's a strategy. Life is not a race. There is no finish line where everyone arrives at the same time. There is only alignment. You are not falling behind it, you are unfolding. You are becoming someone, quietly, slowly, deeply. Every experience you've had and the confusion, the waiting, the detours, they are shaping how you will handle what's coming next. One day you'll look back and realize, if it had happened sooner, you wouldn't have survived it. If it had arrived earlier, you wouldn't have appreciated it. If it had come when you wanted, you would have mishandled it. Timing protected you. Stop measuring your life with someone else's ruler. Their goals are not your goals. Their struggles are not your struggles. Their calling is not your calling. You don't need to be ahead of anyone. You only need to be honest with yourself. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you trying again when you fail? That's enough. You're allowed to move quietly. Not everyone needs to announce their plans. Not everyone needs validation. Not everyone needs to prove anything. Some of the most powerful transformations happen in silence. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you're slow. Let them assume you're behind. You know what you're building. One day your journey will make sense. One day the waiting will click. The confusion will connect. The pain will have purpose. And when that day comes, you won't wish you had been faster. You'll be grateful you became stronger. So stop comparing. Stop rushing. Stop doubting your timeline. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, becoming exactly who you need to become. Keep going, quietly, steadily, faithfully. Your journey is valid. Your pace is enough, and your time is coming. No excuses. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Not when things feel easier. Not when motivation shows up. No excuses, because life does not pause to feel sorry for you. You can acknowledge how hard it is without allowing it to stop you. You can admit you're tired without deciding to quit. You can accept your past without living inside it. But excuses? Excuses keep you exactly where you are, and you didn't come this far to stay stuck. No one is coming. This is the truth most people avoid. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to rescue your dreams. No one is coming to give you permission. People may support you. People may encourage you. People may help when they can. But the work, the discipline, the consistency, that part is yours. Waiting for the right moment is an excuse. Waiting to feel ready is an excuse. Waiting for confidence before action is an excuse. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. Your circumstances don't define your commitment. Yes, your situation may be unfair. Yes, you may have started with less. Yes, life may have hit you harder than others. But none of that changes what must be done. Pain explains where you are. It does not excuse staying there. The world does not reward potential. It rewards effort, persistence, and follow-through. You don't need perfect conditions. You need discipline. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation shows up when it feels good. Discipline shows up even when it doesn't. On the days you don't feel inspired, show up. On the days you feel invisible, show up. On the days no one notices, show up. That's where transformation happens. Not in the loud moments, in the boring ones, the repetitive ones, the uncelebrated ones. Stop negotiating with your comfort. Every time you delay the work, you're negotiating with comfort, and comfort always lies. It tells you, rest a little longer. Start tomorrow. You deserve a break. But comfort doesn't care about your future. Comfort only protects the present. Growth requires discomfort. Progress requires sacrifice. Change requires consistency. No excuses. Your habits are your real life. Not your goals, not your intentions, not your plans. Your habits. What you do daily is who you become eventually. What you repeat shapes your identity. What you tolerate defines your limits. If you keep doing what's easy, your life will stay hard. If you do what's hard now, your life will get easier later. Choose wisely. You don't need more time. You need more honesty. Everyone has 24 hours. The difference is priorities. Be honest. How much time is wasted scrolling? How much energy is spent complaining? How many chances have you postponed? Time isn't missing. Focus is. No excuses. Stop romanticizing struggle. Struggle is not a personality. Pain is not an achievement. Being busy is not being productive. The goal is not to suffer forever. The goal is to build a life that doesn't require constant survival. Work now so you don't have to struggle later. Sacrifice now so freedom becomes possible later. That's maturity. Do it even when no one claps. No applause is coming in the beginning. No recognition. No validation. If you only work when people are watching, you'll never last. Real builders work in silence. Real growth happens quietly. Real confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. No excuses. You are responsible fully. Not your past, not your parents, not society, not circumstances. Responsible does not mean blaming yourself. It means owning your power. The moment you accept full responsibility, you regain control, and control changes everything. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to do everything today. You need to do something every day. Small steps, repeated, relentlessly. That's how lives change. Not overnight, not instantly, but permanently. No excuses means no quitting. You can rest. You can pause, you can reflect, but quitting? That's not an option. Because every time you don't quit, you build proof. Proof that you're capable. Proof that you're disciplined. Proof that you're becoming someone different. One day you'll thank yourself. One day you'll look back at these hard seasons and realize they built your strength. You'll be grateful you didn't listen to comfort. Grateful you didn't make excuses. Grateful you stayed consistent when it was uncomfortable. That version of you is counting on today's choices. Final reminder. No excuses doesn't mean no compassion. It means no self-betrayal. It means you do the work even when it's hard. You show up even when it's quiet. You keep going even when it's slow. Because the future you want belongs to the version of you who refuses to quit. No excuses. Just progress every single day. The hardest part is not starting. The hardest part is staying consistent when the results are slow. Because this is where most people quit. They work for a week. They try for a month. They push for a short season, then they look around and say, nothing is changing. But something is changing, just not where they're looking. Growth is invisible before it's undeniable. Roots grow in the dark. You don't clap for roots. You don't post roots. You don't celebrate roots, but without them nothing stands. Right now, you may be building roots. Discipline, self-control, mental strength, emotional regulation. These things don't show immediately. But when pressure comes, and it will, they decide whether you break or stand. No excuses means trusting the process. even when there's no proof yet. Stop asking, is it working? That question is a trap. Because the moment you ask it too early, you give yourself permission to stop. Instead ask, am I doing the work consistently? Am I keeping my promises to myself? Am I showing up even when it's uncomfortable? If the answer is yes, keep going. Results are delayed, not denied. You will feel bored, and that's a test. Nobody talks about this part, not the pain, not the struggle, the boredom. Doing the same thing, repeating the same habits, showing up with no excitement. This is where discipline replaces emotion. If you only act when you feel inspired, you are unreliable. No excuses means you do it when you're bored, you do it when you're tired, you do it when you'd rather do anything else. That's separation. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe anyone an explanation for working on yourself. Not everyone will understand your focus. Not everyone will support your discipline. Not everyone will respect your boundaries. Let them misunderstand. Explaining drains energy. Executing builds results. No excuses means less talking, more doing. Your old self will fight back. Don't be surprised. The version of you that loved comfort will resist change. Your old habits will call you back. Your old routines will feel familiar. Your old excuses will sound reasonable. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're evolving. Every level demands a new identity. Discomfort is proof you're changing. If it feels uncomfortable, good. If it feels unfamiliar, good. If it feels challenging, good. Comfort never created strength. No excuses means you stop running from discomfort and start using it as confirmation. You don't need balance, you need priorities. Balance is often an excuse disguised as wisdom. In building seasons, imbalance is normal. You won't always be comfortable. You won't always be social. You won't always be available. This season requires focus. Later, you'll enjoy the balance others never earned. There will be lonely days. Let's be honest, discipline can feel lonely. Growth can isolate you. Focus can separate you. When you stop wasting time, you'll notice who only liked the old you. That's okay. Some people are meant for chapters, not lifetimes. No excuses means choosing growth, even when it costs familiarity. Stop waiting for confidence. Confidence is built after action. Every completed task adds proof. Every kept promise builds trust with yourself. Every hard day survived strengthens belief. Confidence follows consistency, no excuses. Rest but don't retreat. Rest is allowed. Burnout is not strength, but rest is intentional. Rest has an end time. When discipline fades, know the difference. You're being watched, even in silence. Maybe no one comments. Maybe no one praises. Maybe no one notices. But people are watching. And more importantly, you're watching yourself. Every time you don't quit, you build self-respect. That matters more than applause. This is how self-trust is built, not with words, not with affirmations, with action. You say you'll do something, and you do it. You say you'll show up, and you show up. You say you won't quit, and then you don't. That's power. The future is decided in ordinary days, not big moments, not lucky breaks, not sudden opportunities, ordinary days, repeated choices, quiet discipline. No excuses lives here. One final truth, the life you want is on the other side of the habits you avoid. No one is holding you back anymore. Not fear, not doubt, not circumstances, only decisions. So decide again, today and tomorrow, and the day after that. No excuses, no shortcuts, no turning back, just consistent action until your life reflects the work you refuse to stop doing.